Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm so sorry that I'm a few minutes behind.
That's okay. We have quite a bit of our faculty already show up, and I was curious about how do you wanted to do today's session? Are you going to do a presentation, or are we going to have one of our faculty open up a Blackboard, and then we can go from there as in terms of you can navigate, and then our faculty member can actually do something while we're doing
Absolutely. Yeah. No, what we can do is we can have one of your faculty open up one of their courses, and I can address, all the topics that you would like to go over.
Okay. So Kimberly, would you mind?
Go ahead and share your screen?
Yeah. So Kimberly, would you mind to share your screen, and then we can take it from there, and we can use the term 4 class that you are going to be teaching. So Jonathan, so Dr. Turner is going to be sharing her screen.
Okay, great.
Kimberly, if you're there, please share your screen so then we can see you.
Okay, so you want me to share the retirement income planning?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
537. Yeah.
All right. Let me give me a minute. I have to pull it up. I guess I should have been ready. But I wasn't,
okay.
So. Okay,
Today we are all in the student mode. So.
Courses.
You know what we can do first here, Professor, is I can address all the topics that you would like to go over, and then we can pull up the course, and then I can address any questions that you have afterward.
Yeah.
Would you like to do it like that?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. So for some reason my camera is not connected, but let me go ahead and share my screen. And
okay, that sounds good.
Show you what I have here.
So Kimberly, just a second. Jonathan is going to share his screen first.
Yes, I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay, does everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So for any professors that are new to Blackboard, you're going to want to go to MyCLU, and you're going to want to select Blackboard, right? And this is where you're going to find your course.
So Jonathan, just to let you know, none of us are new to Blackboard. What's new to us is that with me as an exception, what's new is that we all have to do updates to Blackboard as we get ready for the new term.
Sure.
And that update is where that we kind of got a little bit stumbled through. Some faculty just does not have the right tool to use it or don't know where to find information.
Sure. So let me go ahead and pull up a course where I can show you a couple of examples of the topics that you wanted to bring up. So let me go to Blackboard sample right here. Now, the first thing that you wanted to address was updating your syllabus. Now, when we edit and manage content, we're going to want to go to the specific module that contains that syllabus. So in this case, let me see here. This one's a little jumbled up, but I'm going to go down here to where it says syllabus and policies. And for those of you that want to update your syllabus into your new course, let's say, for example, right here, it has the old file. How the way you get rid of that is you're going to select here by this little chevron, and this is where you can edit. And you're going to go to Edit Settings, and, excuse me. You're going to go to Syllabus, next to the Syllabus link right here, there's a little chevron. You're going to click this, and you're going to go to Edit. And when you select Edit, it's going to give you an option to remove the old syllabus and update it with the new one. And if you scroll down, you're going to see where it says Attach Files, Browse My Computer, Browse Content Collection, Browse Cloud Storage. And right underneath that, you're going to see the old syllabus. So before you add the new syllabus, you're going to want to select right here where it says Mark for Removal. And when you do that, that will automatically take out the old syllabus, and you want to browse your computer for the new syllabus that you're going to be uploading. Once you find the syllabus, you go and select it, and you click open. In this case, I'm not going to do it. And that's going to upload your new syllabus. And you also have to make sure you click submit, because if you don't hit submit, it's not going to save. So that's how you update your syllabus in your new course. Now, the next thing that you wanted to talk about was changing the menu and these modules over here. How the way you do that is, if you want to move a module up and down, if you want to reorganize, you're going to move all the way to the left, where the cursor is going to change to 4 arrows. So let's say, for example, if you want to move your information module down a couple, you're going to hold down left click, and you're just going to drag it down. And you can do that for every single module that's in that list. If you want to rename a module, so let's say, for example, if we take a look at syllabus and policies. In syllabus and policies, there's no policies in here. So I would just rename this to where it just says syllabus. So you're going to go to the right of that module, and you're going to click that little chevron. When you click that little chevron, you're going to go to where it says rename link. And that's when you can change that title of the module. So in this case, I'm going to take out end policies because it just only contains a syllabus. And you need to make sure that you click save. And now it's been updated. If you want to move the syllabus up, same thing. You just go to the left where the cursor changes to the 4 arrows, and you're going to drag it up. Now, if you want to hide a module from the students, let's say, for example, you have your first week that's starting, but you don't want to show weeks 2 through 8. If you want to hide those weeks, same thing. You just go to that specific chevron, or to that specific module. You go to the chevron, and then you're going to go hide link. And instructors do this because they don't want to confuse students. They don't want for them to be ahead and start looking at weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8, start asking all these questions. Now, again, it's your course. You can design it how the way you want it, but that's just one way on setting up a course. If you want to go ahead and show the link, you just go back to that chevron, and then you go show link. Now, let's say if you have a module that doesn't contain any content, and it's something that you just want to get rid of, same thing. You just go to the chevron, you go all the way down here to delete. But you have to be very careful with this, because if you select the wrong module that has content that you don't need to get rid of, and you accidentally delete it, that's when we have to go to ITS and we have to try to recover those files. So just be very careful on if you're going to look into deleting a certain module. Now, sometimes, this doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes in Blackboard, the modules don't tend to move. And it's not because of your computer, it's not because you're doing it wrong, it's just sometimes Blackboard, since we migrated to the cloud, we've been having a little bit of an issue where it doesn't move right then and there, and it'll just stay stuck. So you have to be patient and give it a few minutes and then try again, and then it'll work. Another thing that I like to do, just to be very organized, is to add these dividers. And let's say, for example, if you want to have a student look at their grade, I would put check grade in between these dividers. And the reason why I like to do this is because as a student, if I'm scrolling through all these modules and I'm trying to find check grade, to me, visually, it just pops out more. So that makes your course look very clean, very organized, and just straight to the point. Any questions so far? Am I going too fast?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to cover was discussion boards. Now, the discussion board feature allows students to carry on discussions online at any time of the day, at night, with no need for the participants to be logged into the site at any time. Now, you can go ahead and, let's go to discussions.
Jonathan, would you mind to have Dr. Turner using her course instead?
Absolutely.
So this way, because this way it's someone is actually operating instead of you, because you are familiar with the Blackboard. So
sure.
she might be able to point out things that you don't necessarily see. So if you don't mind to stop sharing,
Yeah, so
and then
I'll go ahead and stop sharing my.
Yeah, and then Kimberly, if you don't mind to share your screen. So then we can actually see an actual course that is FP's course.
Absolutely.
So Kimberly, are you ready to share your screen?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so go ahead and share, and then we can have Jonathan talk you through what needs to be done. Thank you. And then I'm assuming, Jonathan, you're going to ask her to go to the discussion, right?
Yes, that was the next topic I was going to go over.
Kimberly, your screen is so large.
I'm trying to.
Nice.
I am trying to get it smaller.
That's okay. It's good enough that I think I don't need to wear glasses.
Hold on, here it is. Okay.
All right.
If you have an
That was
Apple,
funny.
there you go. It's smaller now. There you go.
Okay, let me go back over here. So,
Yeah, so discussion.
okay, so if I were to be at the discussion board, and let's say what I did was I tried to put in what I wanted the thread to be for the first week.
So Kimberly, before you go there, I have a questions for Jonathan. So Jonathan, every time when we start with a new term and our course are copied from previous term or previous year, if you will. And then the very first time you go to the discussion, it will prompt you a questions of, do you want to change basically you become the author of that original discussion questions. And I remember one time I hit the wrong buttons and nothing changed and I have to go individually change them. So can you kind of walk us through how to go about doing that? So then it's actually saying you are the instructor who is actually the author of the initial discussion questions.
So the previous discussions was started by the students?
No, so let's say I taught the last time and then Kimberly is going to teach this time. The course was copied over from my course to hers. And then the discussion questions was originally created by me. So then it's got not the students, any of the students' thread is not copied over.
I
so
see.
That question itself is my name when it copy over. When she first go into that Blackboard discussion, the system is going to prompt you to change the author. That's what I'm talking about where I made a mistake. I thought I shouldn't change it, but then I ended up having to change it.
Obviously, we're not going to change authors because that was your previous discussions, and Kimberly needs to be the new author, correct?
Correct.
Okay. That should probably be in the settings. Now, does it do it for all the forums, for all the discussions for every single week?
If you go into for the very first time that when the course was copied over, it will prompt that dialog box. And if you say yes, it will automatically change everything into you as the author, which actually is good for the students because the students will see that the faculty who is teaching the course is actually the original author of that question. And of course, you can go back and change things if you want.
Right, right. You know, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not 100% on that. I need to check with Minyan. He's one of the instructional designers.
Okay.
there has to be something with the setting where you can.
There is, and I'm not sure where. I just kind of stumble through it from time to time.
So let's do this. So Kimberly, can you go on the left-hand side and scroll down to where it says, you're going to go under course management. So to the far left of the page, do you see all those modules? You're just going to keep scrolling down.
Mhm.
And you're going to see, yeah, just keep going, and then course tools. So please go to course tools on the left-hand side, and then you're going to scroll down until you see discussions. Now, if you go to, I'm sorry, it's going to be discussion board right there. So go ahead and click that, and then click that link right there.
This the 84062.
Yes. Now, if you go to, let's say for the first one, discussion board week, is there an option? Can you see a chevron? Yeah, right there. Matter of fact, can you go back one page? Can you go back one page? So where I had that link of those numbers.
Okay.
Okay, so right next to that number, there might be a little chevron where you can edit that. Can you hover over that? No, not click it. There might be a little check mark.
I don't think that option is available for us.
Okay.
I have never
Well, then-
seen that chevron for that
And
number.
that has to be within the actual discussion. So go ahead and click that link again.
And
then
so just for everyone to know that discussion, you actually can assign points. I didn't know that until Minions showed me how to do that. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, so I actually have discussion every week. There's points associated with how many, basically how many students respond to it. And then I was able to grade it based on their responses.
right. So Kimberly, can you go to the chevron right next to the first board week 1 discussion? And then, yeah, right there. And then you're going to go to edit. And then if you scroll down, no, not there. If you scroll down, yeah, just keep going down that page. Yeah, just keep going, keep going. Okay, this is where you can actually assign points,
That's
which
right.
is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right now, by default, it's going to be no grading in forum. If you want to assign points, that's when you select grade discussion forum points possible, and then you give it the points possible amount.
I don't understand. How is a computer? I mean, is this software, this Blackboard, automatically going to assign points based on the response?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's say if your syllabus actually has discussion as a 10% of the overall grade, and then there are basically eight discussion, and each discussion, however many points that you want to assign, that add up to 10%. That's where you click on grade discussion form, you click on that one, and then let's just say it's 10 points, and you put 10 points in there. So when students actually respond to this, you actually are able to grade that based on the 10 points. You can put a grade to that discussion.
Right. Now, as far as going back to your question, Professor, let's keep going down, Kimberly, because I don't see any option for that in this particular area. Hold on, let's see right here. Let's see, allow author to edit unpublished posts.
I think that option I was talking about is no longer available in Kimberly's situation, because that only happened in the very first time after the course was copied over. You will see that pop up, and that only happened once. So
did you notice this change before the update with Blackboard?
Yeah, so basically the Blackboard, so let's say it was copied over, and then the very first time Kimberly opened it and going into the discussion, that will be only that one time that will come up. So after that one time, you will no longer see that. So in this case, it's probably already past that point.
I think the best thing to do is to email Minyan in regards to this, because he's excellent with discussion boards and he's very, very knowledgeable about that. He might have a better answer than I do.
Okay.
So if you reach out to him, he should be able to give you an answer by tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm in the office
That
now,
sounds good.
but yeah, he can definitely answer your question in regards to that. Any other questions about discussion boards?
Well, let's see. So let me go back up.
Because I remember being able to do this. I know what Jolly's talking about when you first sort of import a course into a new shell to make a new course. But it seems like you should be, I think when you go in to edit the discussion question,
yeah,
you
it will
can
override
change.
it. Yeah, but that means that I have to go in. So let's say I have 8 discussions. Each discussion
go
has
into each
3
one,
questions.
yeah.
I have to do every single one of them and able to change it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was the trouble that I ran into, but
Okay.
I kind of learned my lesson after that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so any type of edits that you need to make with the discussion boards, you just go to that chevron, you click edit, and then that's when you update it.
And for those of you who wants to actually have grade points associated with discussion, I highly recommend you to turn that on, because that way then you are not manually tracking. You're not, because when I didn't know how to do that, I was manually tracking, making sure so-and-so students actually did their homework. If they don't, I can actually put a 0 on their discussion. So that is actually a time saver, at least from my perspective.
So Jonathan, you said we can reach out to Mannion?
Yes, his name is Minyan.
Well, I'll send his contact information to you, everyone, after.
Okay, because yeah, I would definitely like to do that, because right now I'm manually doing that too, and that takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Right. Also, another thing, you can edit posts in any thread. So if a student added maybe content that was not accurate, you can go and edit that exact post. When you create or edit a forum, you can control if students may edit their published posts as well. Just FYI.
Okay, how do you, Jonathan, in this particular course, there were live chat sessions?
Posts?
No, the actual classroom sessions.
You talking about with Zoom?
Yes. Is that what you're talking about, Kimberly?
Yes, I am. And
Okay.
they're no longer here. How, is there any way I can go get those?
Oh, that's on the menu then.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to, let's see. When you create a new course, you have to make new links with live Zoom sessions.
So,
Because-
Kimberly, let's make one for you now, so you know how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how to do that. I know how to make them. I was just trying to figure out with this particular course. At one time, I thought I saw where the prior professor was actually giving the lecture, and it wasn't a pre-recorded lecture.
Yeah, so it's basically the lecture that was after the sessions, but then was posted into one of the menu. That's what I was talking about. On the left-hand side, you have a lot of menu, right? If you scroll down a little bit, if you scroll down on your page, you will see, so see right there, there's a live chat session. That's your live chat information. Then you have an archive, right? So if you scroll down one more time, you see the archive. So the archive was the one that from the previous professor. That's where you want to hide that.
Where is that? I don't see that.
It's on the left-hand side. Stop right there. You see the live chat session. Right underneath it, there's something called archive. And if you click on that, that is from the previous professor's recording.
Right.
Okay.
That's where how he posts the archive. That's not how I post the archive, but this is one of the way that you post the archive.
Right. And
Okay,
those
all right.
kind of modules can be transferred over into a new course. So
Correct.
let's say if you want all that content to be course copied into a new course, then you can do that. But as far as live chat sessions, you have to set up new links.
Yeah, so here, good, you hide the link, perfect. So then the students won't be able to see that link, only you can. So if you want to reference back, and you could have that as a reference.
Okay. All right. So if I wanted to post my own, I would go to live chat session.
You can do it right
Doing
there, yep.
here, yeah. And then I would go to.
Now you're going to scroll back up.
You scroll down. That's not how I was doing it.
You are trying to make a new live chat session link, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just scroll up until you see tools. At the top, yeah, there you go. And then you scroll down until it says more tools, all the way down at the bottom. No, you got to keep scrolling down.
Tools.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's
There's a little scroll bar to the right. You can drag that down. You want to go to where it says more tools. There you go.
Okay.
Go ahead and click tools, and then Zoom meeting all the way to the right. All the way to the far right, you're going to see zooming. It's the very last one.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
So
no,
you
I
go-
did not do it this way. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Where you submit your new Zoom link. You go ahead and click submit, and then it'll provide you a link that will redirect you to the actual Zoom, either a web browser or your downloaded software.
I don't think it did anything.
It
It's
should be
probably
there.
in the
Just keep
bottom.
scrolling down.
Yeah, in the
There
bottom.
you go.
Yeah, I can see that in the bottom.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Right. So then you go ahead and click Zoom meeting, and then it'll prompt you to, yep, right here, and that's when you schedule a new meeting.
Okay. All righty.
Oh, this is something
I
new.
need-
Oh, wow, that's
I did
different.
not
I
schedule
don't
it
think
this
I've ever
way.
done it
Yeah,
that way.
I have
Yeah,
never done it this
I
way.
never did
yeah.
it that way either.
Yeah, I did it differently, but
And
But,
what's
um,
the
There's different
same?
thank
ways
you for
of
sharing that.
setting it up. Yeah, sure. There's different ways to set up a meeting through Zoom. I mean, you can do it directly in the Zoom website, or if you're within the Blackboard course, this is just another way for you to set it up. Me personally, it's easier because you get everything done just in one shot. You don't have to go to Zoom and then go back to Blackboard. You're doing everything straight from Blackboard and then to Zoom.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so
This
these
is
are all
cool.
the ones that I set up before, and these are all wrong. Oh, no, these are for term 1
Oh, I
in
see.
August. These are all the ones I already set up.
I see.
Okay. All right. Well, so let's go back through that one again. I did take notes, but I
Sure.
just want to make sure I got it. So I'm going to go back to,
I would just click the back button.
okay. And
Yeah.
so what I did was I went to tools up top,
Uh-huh.
and I came down here
To more tools.
to more tools, more tools. And then I went to Zoom meeting. And then it went to the bottom of the screen. Oh. Did I just go to submit after that?
Yeah.
Submit, okay. Submit. And then to the bottom. Oh. So each Zoom meeting, I guess I don't have to just do it individually. Can I just, let's see, edit it? I don't know, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so Jonathan,
Yes.
before when I went to Zoom on my own, when I didn't go this way, I was able to schedule like 8 meetings at one time by doing recurring meetings. So if I wanted to do that here, how? Let me see.
Right, yeah, so you would select
Okay, it
one
took me to
Zoom.
Zoom. Okay, it took me, I had to hit Zoom itself. Okay.
Right, and then that's when you can set reoccurring meetings within that link. And let's say, for example, on another link, you don't want to have reoccurring meetings. You want to have a meeting, you know, in the next couple weeks, and it'll just be one time. That's the reason why you would separate those links. So one link can be for reoccurring, another link could be just a one-time meeting, like a final meeting or something like that.
Okay. Okay, that was good. Didn't know that. Thank you. Well, I learned 2 things. I learned 3 things tonight. Okay.
Sure. And another thing that you guys wanted to discuss about was updating your quiz.
Yes. Oh boy, I got out of that again. I go back in. My class, Blackboard.
There you go. Yeah, just go to
Go to
Blackboard
my course.
and courses.
I'm doing so many different courses. This course. This is a different course. Okay, so we wanted to, you know what? I don't want to do that course. I don't want to mess with that course. I want to stay with this course.
Right.
Sorry.
For one, there's no students in there yet.
I want to stay with this part-time income. Okay, so here and then I'm going to go down to the quiz, test, surveys.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
She knows her stuff.
No, not really, but I'm trying. So these are the things that I set up already.
Sure.
Now here, the question that I had here was, you see there's 7 quiz there.
Right.
All right, there's no final exam. But when I look at the syllabus, the previous professor said there were only 4 quizzes. And so I was sort of like, well, why do I see, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quizzes there, but he says there were only 4?
It is very possible that there are 6 here that you may only use 4 of them and then use 1 at the final. And the way that this one, judging based on what I'm looking at now, these are just quiz. The way that I think Terry and I have set up before was we create pools, meaning that a pool could have 10, 12, 20 questions, and then the system randomly pick questions for students to reduce cheating. But in your case, these are the quiz per that particular course. That means that every student is taking exactly the same questions. So that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with this course, so I can't really tell you. I mean, from what I see here, all of them are deployed, which means that they're currently active in your course.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to show a specific quiz, then my recommendation is to go to that specific module, to that specific week,
Just
and hide
remove
that
that, yeah.
quiz.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the students to be confused.
Right.
Or just change the syllabus to 6 quizzes.
Yeah, you can change that as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit easier if each one of these quizzes actually line up with the week. It might be a little bit easier for you to just update the syllabus and leave this alone. And then,
you know, Jonathan, it took me forever to update the syllabus because I could not, the other syllabus that the professor used was in PDF, and I had to make some changes.
Oh, I see.
Oh my God, it took me forever to do it, but let's just see if I could pull that.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because when you're in a PDF file, it's very hard to edit any type of changes. Unless you have Adobe Reader, that gives you the option to go ahead and open up that PDF and make any changes or updates. But
so Jonathan, just if I may interrupt for a moment. So for those of you who do need to have, technically speaking, you could actually convert the PDF into Word document and make changes in Word document. That's one option.
yeah.
But that means that you will require to have the PDF software. And that will be something you contact Help Desk. They will give you some sort of download and licensing and all that will take care of it. So you can do that.
Yeah.
So we can do that? Because I did not know that after, you know, it's like, okay, when I was running into this problem and I had to do it the hard way, because I could not, you know, like cut and paste and put it over there. It just wouldn't allow me to do it.
So yeah, so you, that's why I was asking all of you to contact Help Desk, because they can install a software to allow you to convert PDF into Word document or from PDF to edit the PDF. So that's something that you have, we will have no way of giving you that.
So that's Blackboard. So I can call Blackboard tomorrow and ask
No,
them
Help
to-
Desk. Help Desk will be able to do that. You just need to let them know that you are faculty.
and they would download that software to PDF.
They will have to, they will give you some sort of website to go to and download, and then they will walk you through how to set up
it's
the
going to be like an
licensing.
Adobe software program that they give you. And yeah, it's a very simple install. They give you your username, password, or in fact, I believe that you sign in with your CLU credentials.
Yeah. But they have to, the ITS, they have to set it up for you to do that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So that was just one. It took forever to get this done, you know, without that software because I didn't have it. So,
Yeah, it's a complete nightmare if it's in PDF and you're trying to convert it and make changes. So, but having a PDF in your course is essential because you don't want the students to have a Word doc, any type of Word document and make changes. So for the instructor, it's beneficial to have it as a Word document so that way you can do any edits and changes. But when you finalize that syllabus, my recommendation is for you to convert it to a PDF file. It's just a look. Nobody can make any changes.
Right. So Kimberly, in your case now, it's a Word document. All you need to do is to go back to your Word document and say save as PDF file, and then only use the PDF file here for the students. So students actually are not going into the Word document.
Okay, and why is it, Jonathan, that the students have access to this course while I'm trying to upgrade it?
Oh, very good question. Jonathan, show her how to do that.
Because I was like, what the heck? This guy's asking me all these questions. The course hasn't even started yet.
You don't have to allow them to get in. So Jonathan will show you that.
The course is created by the registrar office 30 days prior to the course start date. And so students are added within 30 days. And so that's why they start to see these modules and these updates in the syllabus, and they're going to contact you with these questions. What should have happened was there should have been a sandbox created for you so that way we can do all the edits and changes in there without having any students that are not enrolled into that sandbox. They won't see anything. And once you're done with that sandbox and once you finalize all the content and the syllabus in there, that's when we transfer it. We do a course copy into your live show, which is this one. You shouldn't be doing any changes at this time because the students are going to be confused, unless you can hide those modules, just like I was showing you earlier. So let's say, for example, if you are working on your discussions module. So on the left-hand side, you see where it says discussions, PowerPoints, handouts. So let's say if you start editing your discussions, you can go ahead and hide that. In the meantime, if you go to the right, you're going to click that little chevron and you're going to hide that link. And so no students can see what you are doing as far as doing any edits or updates. Now, once you're done with that module, you'll just go back and show that link.
So why didn't I have this copied into the Sandbox? Why am I working on a live shell?
We typically, the registrar office make them available immediately when the students register.
Right.
If you want them to be in a Sandbox, you have to contact help desk. They are the one create one for you, and then you can work on the Sandbox. However, the way that I do it was, so Kimberly, if you look at the Blackboard on the right-hand side, toward the top, you see that there's something called the edit mode is on, right? Right next to it, to the left, you see a little kind of a lock there. Yes, so right now you can click on that. That will make the course unavailable to any students.
Oh,
You can
so
work
but it's
on that.
make available.
Yeah, so you can, if it's a make available, that means you click on it, the students will be able to see it. Right now it's locked.
Right.
Right now it's locked.
Oh, it was unlocked, so it's
Yeah,
locked.
it was unlocked. That's why the students was able to see it.
Oh,
It also tells you right there at the top, it says course unavailable to students.
Right.
where did you see that? Oh, okay. Oh, and then if I go like this.
There you go. And then now students can see it. Yeah. So
that's
that's
unique for
yeah.
Sandbox then.
So that's one way of solving it.
Right.
Or you can just do what Jonathan recommend. Each one of these menu items, you simply just hide them. You hide them for now, and then you can work on it.
Right.
For you to make a copy to a Sandbox is not a problem. It's just all about timing. Because sometimes I don't know how long it would take for the ITS to make that happen for you. The Sandbox is something that they have to create for you. And then from there, you have to copy back.
Okay.
So I just skip the whole, unless I'm actually editing the entire course. Otherwise, I just work live and I hide everything on the menu to avoid student asking me questions where I make the entire course unavailable.
Yeah, and then another reason why we do the Sandbox is because if we're doing a course copy from a previous course and we're copying the content, let's say if we're copying content from a previous course into your live shell and there was some mistakes made, meaning you say, well, I forgot, I don't want this content to be there, or I don't want these columns in my grade center to be there, it's going to be very difficult to clean up the live shell and redo it over again. Blackboard, there's a problem where if we delete content and then reinstall it, there's going to be what's it called, duplicated columns.
Yes.
And it's just going to continue to add, all these columns. It's going to be one big mess, which is why we play around with the Sandbox and we finalize it and we make sure that that's exactly how the way you want the course. Then we dump it into your live course show without any issues, without anything to delete. We don't have to move stuff around. It's just a clean install.
Right. It will be much easier that way, just to work on the Sandbox. Before you copy over.
That's typically what I do. I'm actually working on 14 different EMBA and MBA classes right now, and all of them we created a Sandbox for them. And 2 weeks prior to the course start date, we have the instructor look at that course at the Sandbox. They finalize it and they say, all the content's great, all the links work, let's go live.
So Jonathan, the questions I have is that something that we need to contact you, or should we contact the help desk?
Yeah, no, you can definitely contact me about it. You just let me know what Sandbox you want me to make, where you want me to copy the content from.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, because I always wait on I thought ITS Sean was the only person, and I'm always waiting for him, and he always tells me that the course is not available, he cannot copy. But he was waiting for the registrar to make the course available, but instead we should have been working in the Sandbox. So that will give us a lot more time to work on the course instead of in the live situation.
Exactly. So let's say, for example, term 4 for these EMBA classes, it doesn't start until March 9th. I didn't start making the Sandboxes until back in January. So you can only imagine how much time we have to get this course ready. Is
that something that we can have you done for us?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
So,
all right, good.
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
For you. Yeah, it takes the pressure off, you know, it gives the instructor more time to take a look at the sandbox and finalize everything, and then we go live 2 or 3 weeks prior to the course start date, as opposed to you doing any adding of the content 2 weeks prior to the start date. That's just very last minute. You got to give your students time to get their books ready, time to get ready for the class, and so on.
The problem is that we don't have access to any of these until 2 weeks beforehand. And so I'm literally making changes on the fly. Yeah.
Well, you should have access at least, I think it's at least 30 days.
No, that's not what we were told, that we basically don't have these courses available until 2 weeks before, and then we were all scrambling trying to make changes, including me. And the only reason I will request a Sandbox was that I am literally working to remodel the entire course. Then I will have a Sandbox. And that's where I will work there with you guys. But I was not aware of that we can actually create Sandbox that early, because it will be a lot easier for the faculty to have a little bit earlier time to get things ready.
Yeah, absolutely. I would double check with the registrar and see when can you access those live course shells.
So, I think what I will do is, since term 4 is already here, what I'm going to do next after today's session is to give you what course to copy into the Sandbox for the term 5. Because we have term 5 that we need to get ready. And that may be something that we can work ahead instead of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, so term 5 starts June 2nd from what I see here.
Right.
And I would start working on the Sandbox next month.
Okay. Yeah, I will get those courses to you so then you can make a copy of the Sandbox for us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so that's so we went over. Let me see. Any other questions I have? You wanted to know how to update the quiz, update an assignment.
Kimberly, did you have a chance to go through the quiz yet?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so did you have any questions on the quiz, changes of quiz?
No, I got that.
Okay.
Okay, so assignments are pretty much similar. So anytime that you need to go to edit an assignment, you just go to the chevron, click that little check mark, and then you can make your changes there. You probably have your assignments in. So let's say, for example, if you go to week 1. So if you go to week 1, you click there, and you scroll down until you see an assignment. You just keep going. Just keep going. Okay, so
I think week 1 doesn't have any assignment.
Do you have any assignments in week 1?
Typically, week 1 there's none, so you might have to go to week 2.
Okay, so then let's go ahead and try week 2.
Right here.
Just keep going down. I think you're in one of the displays. So quiz 2 is one assignment, and then.
So that's your quiz. Just keep going.
Oh, so you don't have any assignment. How do you do quiz? Oh, you have also. You only have quiz. No any other assignment.
I do have a this particular one. There is a case study.
Okay, so let's go ahead and walk her through how to do an assignment here as a case study.
Okay. So if you want to create an assignment, you just go to Assessments, and then you click on Assignment. And that's when you give it a name, the title. There you can do the description. So yeah, let's just do test. You just put test. And then if you scroll down, you have to give it a point value. So you got to scroll down on the right-hand side of the page. Just keep scrolling down. Yeah, there you go. And then right here, you got to give it points possible.
And you can also put due date there, Kimberly.
Right, you can also put a due date.
Okay.
So by default, there's no due date, but if you decide to put a due date, you can. So on the left-hand side of the box, that's when you put the date. And on the right side is where you put the time.
Okay.
And then points possible.
The highest amount of points.
Yep, you can put 100 points, 50 points.
And then you would hit submit.
And then you would
So Kimberly, before you go, just you see that right underneath the points, you have rubric. And many of you have this in your syllabus, where the syllabus actually described how a certain assignment is graded. And the rubrics, I have few standard ones that goes with many of our courses. If you need them, I can send you one and you can simply just add it. So, so if you click on that add rubric, assuming that you have a file from me, you can simply say, I'm going to create from existing or create a new one or select from rubric. So that way, anytime when you grade this particular assignment, there's a little toggle that you click on it and then you just assess every single student the same way and given the point system based upon that rubric just, that is matching your syllabus. So when the students come back and ask you the questions of how come I did not get an A or how come I didn't, the point is that the rubric strictly describe all the expectations and how you actually been graded. So that reduced that type of argument with students. So if you need that, I have those and I can provide some. I have one rubric for discussion. I have one rubric for in-class presentation, one rubric for case study and final paper and things like that. So we have quite a bit of few standard ones that I can send those to you if you're interested.
Yeah, could you send them to me, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, Kimberly, when she sends those to you, how the way you install it is you're going to go to the left-hand side under course tools. You're going to scroll all the way down to where it says rubric. Yeah, so right there, you keep going down, all the way down at the bottom. No, you got to go back to course tools. Course tools, and then scroll all the way down until it says rubrics. Right there.
You simply just import
Okay.
that rubrics right
So
in there to select from.
once you get the rubric from her, you're going to download it onto your local hard drive. And once you have it on your hard drive, you're going to go import rubric. And that's when you find it on your local drive, and then you import it. Once you import it, for every assignment, when you go to the edit button, that's when you go back to where we were earlier, just a few seconds ago, and you can add that rubric.
Okay.
So Kimberly, what I can do for you tomorrow morning when I'm reviewing the other course for you, I can add all these rubrics for you in your course. And then you can decide whatever you want to do with it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So instead of just emailing back and forth, I can just drop it right into your course.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? I'm assuming that's about it.
So Kimberly, if you don't mind to stop sharing your screen, I can just share mine so I can show everyone what that looks like when you have a rubrics, because that makes life much easier in terms of grading consistencies. So for example, I'm in this class and I have, so let's say I have 2 students already, and each one of the discussion board, I have grading points in there. And then if you have a rubrics, it will show up in here and I click on that. This is the rubrics. I will assess the students based on whichever one that I think that the students actually achieve. So if he achieved the frequency of answering the questions, the initial assignment posting, the quality of it. And so I could go through this. And then, so let's say I know the student's doing a good job or not doing a good job, I can do that as well. And then boom, the grade points is there. And students can actually see this. They actually see how am I giving them the grade point, and these are all the expectations. By the way, none of these I create, I just got them from the syllabus. The syllabus already have all of that. I'm just simply.
Jolly, I have a question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe our instructor can answer this question. I have rubrics, and when I would grade someone, I would attach all of my written commentary in a rubric in a document, and I would attach it to that white space there on the right hand side where they can see their grade. But what I found interesting is that when I would go back to check it, see if it was there, if I clicked on the hyperlink, it wouldn't be there.
That's right. So that was an issue that I faced as well. So what I ended up doing was I went to, so each one of the class, just bear with me. I'm just going to try to show you what I do with my students. So each one of my class, I have a student folders. And so let's say they are doing a proposal this week. And so each one of these documents, the submission, I actually provide my comments directly into the document for them. And then I use this link. And copy that, and then I paste that in here. So the students actually can go to Google Doc and download the document, because I know in Blackboard, it doesn't work. Just like what Terry was saying. So I literally have to do 2 more steps to make sure the students actually be able to see the comments that I provided. Otherwise, it just doesn't, the attachment, so let's say if you do an attachment here, let's say attach the same Word document that I was talking about, it just doesn't work. The students are unable to detach anything from Blackboard. So the only way to get around was for me to create a public drive for the students, reference to the document, so then they actually can see the comment that I'm creating.
Yeah, and I don't think they don't speak up, because I would say if you don't see the rubric and you don't see my commentary, let me know, because I knew I couldn't see it. So I thought it was just something on my side. But you know, you put all that time in, and then you can't,
Make sure
they don't get to see what you're saying. And so it's good to know that I can do it with that link.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good way to do that.
Sorry,
We've been running into
I didn't
submission
want it
with
to grade
Blackboard,
that.
but there's a couple of errors.
Sorry about that. I didn't want it to grade as students, so bear with me. Let me hold on. Okay, stop sharing. I don't want to screw up my students' assignment. All right.
All right. So now, Chia, do you have any other questions for me at this time?
I don't, but I'm going to open up to everyone on the call today. See if you have any specific questions. Jonathan, thank you so much for
Absolutely.
helping us through. So, does anyone have any questions for Jonathan?
If there's any other questions, you can always email me. I'll be back in the office bright and early tomorrow. And also, Chia, we'll talk more about doing these sandboxes for you. So
yes. Yeah, we have a few courses that we are working on for term 5. I'll definitely be emailing you tomorrow as well.
It'll make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. You guys have a nice night.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. And I'm going to stop recording, and then so we'll have an archive for the folks that cannot attend today's session. So let me stop recording.